We are in week 6, so we want to add some even more style to our web page. So all we need to do is add some elements and additional style definitions to our CSS file, and then we already have that file linked into our web page. So we just need to go into the HTML file and make sure that we are applying the classes and definitions that we have in the CSS file. So here you see I've got a background image, we've got some background colors, I've got the navigational bar is indented. The week 6 formatting text with style is right justified, as is the footer. Looks like we've got some italicized font in the footer and left justified for some of the other content up front, centered for the main heading. So a lot of different things going on in this HTML file. Make sure that you are paying attention to the grading elements, because you're going to want to include every one of those so that you get an awesome grade. With that, go ahead and apply that style file to every page within your individual website, and as you're finishing your group projects this week, make sure you've got that style page linked to from every HTML file that you have there. Also make sure as a group that you are incorporating all of the different classes and styles that you have defined in the CSS page within your HTML pages. So let's go take a look at the HTML. Doesn't look much different. We still are linked to that exact same style file. So that same style file will be linked to from every HTML file that you have. Here I've got a couple different classes, so that background 1 is still in place, background 2 is still in place, and now I've got a subhead class for one of the div sections in here, and that's my navigational bar. Still just a plain old body text in body tag in the HTML file, and then I have a footer section towards the bottom, and make sure that we've got that end footer tag above the end body tag. And then let's take a look at the CSS file. So in here you can see that we added quite a bit to the CSS file from last week. I included a background image in the body, and you're gonna see, and I've got a comment in here as well, this file is in the CSS folder, right? So that's where the browser is thinking it is at that point. So in order to include a relative path to the image that's in the images folder, we actually need to go up one folder level and then go into the images folder in order to find the background. So looking at the folder structure, this file is in the CSS folder, so the 2 dots tell it to go back up to the next folder level, which is now the C. Scott folder, and then go into the folder named images in order to find the file named background metal. Okay, so that's important. If you don't have those in the if you don't have the image saved in the images folder, or you don't have the proper path, the browser isn't going to find it, and it won't render that image in the background. So that's optional. You don't need a background image, but that is one way to do that. And then make sure you've got your text alignment left. We've got a center here. We've got a right here. Modifying the H1 tag as well as the H2 and H3 tags, so it includes the definition that are predefined within those heading tags to begin with. So you'll see that we still have bold, they're still larger than normal, and I didn't specify that in my style definition. So it takes on the predefined style, plus it adds whatever I've got specified here in the CSS file. So the H1 tag is for my header up here. Okay, and then so we've got the text align left, right, center. Those were part of the grading elements. The other one is the text indent. So make sure that you include that, and just, you know, take some time to experiment with this. It'll be kind of fun to see the results with what you've got going on here. So let's say instead of the body tag, instead of left align, let's do center. And I'm going to go ahead and save my file, save all, and then I'll go back to my browser and refresh. And my body, which I've got my background, so nothing happened, so then I got to see what I did, and I have everything defined already because I've got the right for the footer, I've got my H1, H2, and H3 defined, I've got my body, but then I have my paragraph, which is left justified. So if I take that left justification off of my paragraph, now let's save it, and then we'll see what happens over here. And now it centers. So I had that as a P tag, so that's why the body didn't take over. So now that we eliminated that from the P tag, now that centering takes over for the body. So make sure that you experiment with the different styles and attributes that you can include in there, as well as doing some extra research and finding different techniques that you can apply through CSS and HTML. Enjoy the week!